I can't say it's a beautiful day outside because of the weather, but I can say it's a beautiful day because we have some college baseball as Kent State Tuscarawas will take on Westmoreland County Community College in a doubleheader here at Conotton Valley High School. I am Nathan Smee coming to you live from our little broadcast tent here. A lot of canopies around the campus as we look to evade Mother Nature's wrath. We've had rain sporadically throughout my time here, which I've been here since 10:30. Had some heavier sprouts, but also right now we've had the drizzle. That has been a consistent factor. We are hoping for more of this drizzle today. It will be a fun day at the ballpark as once again we compete for your viewership with the NFL slate. Some good games today, but the Browns play at 4:25. I think you can watch that game a little bit later and stay tuned for both of these games. It should be fun. On the mound for KSU Tuscarawas, it is the freshman, Caden Castillo. He made his debut in game number 2 last week against Miami Middletown. That game, an extra inning thriller. When these games conclude, go back and watch that one under the live tab. It was a great game as we are underway in this one. First pitch strike as Castillo gets back to where he left off. Official start time 12:02 and 50 seconds. It's an 0-1 count to begin the at-bat on Brady Stevenson, the center fielder. He played his high school ball at Freeport. Now a 1-1 count, and as well, we will not have a scoreboard up today quite yet. We are waiting for that to be delivered to us, but on the screen you will have the basic scorebook that I use. The 1-1 off speed just misses inside, making it a 2-1 count. Westmoreland, coached by legendary Mike Draghi, over 750 wins as head coach for the Wolfpack. An impressive stat line for him as he has really built up a good program. They can compete. So can KSU. They put plenty of teams in a tough spot, even above them in Division II, the likes of Walsh and Malone in other sports. A beautiful change there by Castillo as Stevenson cuts in the dirt, evening it up at 2-2. Castillo, he was lights out against Middletown, earning plenty of Ks. He looks for his first one today, and he gets it! Stevenson doesn't get the bat off of his shoulders as Caden Castillo continues his excellent form in his second game of his collegiate career. That is how you start a ball game. Caden Castillo closing in on his 10th career strikeout at the collegiate level, now with 7 going back to last game. And now up steps Jake Gadecko, the right fielder, for his first cuts. Right field, out of play, foul. This is a hitter's park. You cannot see it on your screen, but in center field, on either side of the word valley, you see the numbers 336, a little bit to the left and right of it, 330, and then in the corners, it's 318. So definitely a field that could give us plenty of deep fly balls. The 0-1 misses. That will even it up at 1-1. Gadecko played his high school ball at Bell Vernon High School, the freshman looking to make an impact as the 2-hitter today and also the right fielder. The 1-1 from Castillo. Runs inside and backs the batter out, making it a 2-1 count. Behind the dish for KSU Tuscarawas, calling the shots is Kik Upelschoten from the Netherlands. And as well, a big shout out to all watching back home in Apeldoorn, Netherlands. Had plenty of viewers from there after going back and viewing the demographics of our viewers after that broadcast last week. So a big shout out to all of them and another warm welcome from the Netherlands. Castillo looking for his second K in as many batters. Instead, the ball is sent into left field. Gadecko does his job as he takes it into the green, and that will give a base runner to the Wolfpack. A good bit of hitting by Gadecko. He picked his spot perfectly, put the ball on a line, and it blooped right in front of Braden Main in left field. And speaking of KSU's defense, Powell at first, Fisher at second, Campbell at short, Patchett at the hot corner from left to right in the outfield. It's Main, Waddell, and Caleb Salgado. First pitch to Mazzari. is a strike. Nothing on count to begin the at-bat on one of two designated hitters. You don't see it often in the collegiate game, but the Wolfpack will be batting 10 this afternoon. At least in game number 1. Game number 2, that remains to be seen. The runner back in time after Castillo attempts to catch him sleeping at first base. Scholten has a good arm behind him if we do see a potential steal, but the ball already getting some water on it, so that could be a factor when it comes to throwing the ball around the infield. When talking to the coaches, one thing was made clear: whichever team throws the ball around the least amount will win this ball game. Additionally, whichever team earns more strikeouts will win this ball game, most likely. Castillo, one of the best strikeout pitchers that KSU can offer, is in a good spot to really help his team. 2 balls in a row, foul to the backstop by Massery. In the on-deck circle is the shortstop, Jake Smith. Massery, the first and third baseman, is a sophomore who went to Greater Latrobe High School. Castillo looking for out number 2. Submarine throw back to first, not in time. A better spot for the throwback, as Powell's glove was right in line with the diving Gadecko, but the throw just not quick enough. Skied going deep back into right field. There is the short field playing tricks on the mind as Salgado gets underneath it to retire Massery for out number 2. It looked like a routine pop-up that was going to go shallow, but plenty of carry. Once again, that also could be due to how shallow of a field we're playing on. But nonetheless, 2 away, and up steps Jake Smith. The pitch, runner goes. Scholten, the chance, the tag. Not in time as the ball comes free as Campbell attempted to tag. So now that will put Gadecko in scoring position for Westmoreland. After Smith, Nels, the third baseman, would be due up next. Castillo lining up, looking to get going in the strikeout department. Once again, has 1 to his name thus far, but a runner in scoring position. A dangerous ball could be enough to put Westmoreland in the lead. Patchett charging with all of his speed. He won't have a throw. The throw back to 3, not in time. That will put runners at the corners as it goes down as an infield single. Good bit of hitting. Hit to the left side of the infield shallowly, almost like a bunt swing. It pays dividends, and now the chess match can begin on the base path as Kick will go and talk to he'll go and talk to Caden Castillo on the bump to try and get on the same page. Broadcast this week will bring us to Alliance and Marlington for, you guessed it, the Backyard Brawl Tuesday, 7 p.m., the boys soccer matchup at Rock Hill, and then Wednesday we go back to Marlington Soccer Complex for the girls matchup of the Backyard Brawl. Both of those games 7 p.m. with myself on the call. Castillo sets the pitch. Perfect pitch, nothing in 1 count to begin the at-bat on Nels. Nels, the freshman, went to Uniontown High School where he played his high school ball. Castillo will nod and check the runner. This is where the chess match can begin on the base path. Castillo misses just low, evening it up at 1-1. For KSU Tuscarawas, Caleb Salgado, Caleb Campbell, and Andrew Powell, the 3 due up to hit in the home half of the inning. So far, 2 hits through 4 batters for the visitors. Ground ball hit foul just past the KSU dugout. So far, the hitting of Westmoreland has favored the left side of the infield and the outfield. The first hit from Gadecko just clearing the infield, getting into the outfield grass, and the second hit from Smith ended up being a slow dribbler. Castillo comes set. Now the pitch. Good eye in the box by Nels as he will just miss his spot. KSU needs to be careful with what they give here. They do not want to go down early. Castillo comes set, looking to get out of the inning. The pitch, runner goes, popped up, and foul. Castillo in his second career game as a Golden Eagle. He hails from Lubbock, Texas, and played his high school ball at Trinity Christian. Was recruited by Coach Cole. He believed in the message and made the long trip from the state where everything's bigger to the state of Ohio, where it rains 9 days out of 10. Missing low as Upal Shelton does a nice job to block it. Salgado did an excellent job in game 1 of last week's doubleheader, doing the same. He was in on almost every pitch in the dirt, pushed it to his side, kept it right in front of him. Everything you want your catcher to do and everything you want your catcher to stand for, Salgado was able to produce. Runner goes the pitch inside, and that will load the bases as Nels draws the walk. Bobby Etsy, the first baseman, steps up for his first cuts of the ballgame. The sophomore went to Yo High School. A base hit would put Westmoreland on the board. The freshman sets as the rain becomes more steady. Swing and a miss. He gets Etsy to chase. Nothing in 1 count to begin the at-bat. This is a great test for both sides in fall play. When you have all turf facilities, you're going to play unless the rain is too much to handle. Right now, steady rain, they're going to play. And now an 0-2 count. Castillo, as the rain picks up, so does his K rate. KSU's dugout getting rowdy. They are ready to see Castillo earn his second K of the ball game. The pitch, fouled into the backstop. The trajectory of that ball almost in line with our camera, which is set up right behind the quote-unquote bleachers in front of us. A bunch of seats definitely soaked right now as some parents have taken their canopies, dried off the seats, and will sit under there. So definitely smart, innovative moves by the parents of both teams. KSU still getting loud, looking to get out of the early jam. Castillo coming set. The pitch. Misses outside. A big pitch upcoming. Castillo needs a strikeout to get out of the inning. A ground ball and a chuck to first would also suffice, but the K would do wonders. Sent into right field. Once again, it's Salgado getting underneath it as he earns his second putout of the frame, retiring the side. The bases load for Westmoreland, but no damage done. Middle of 1 in rainy Conotton Valley. Your score 0-0, and KSU Tuscarawas will be up to hit when we return. back on in Bowerston, Ohio, where Conotton Valley High School is located. We have rainy baseball as fall play continues for collegiate teams. KSU Tuscarawas will send Caleb Salgado, Caleb Campbell, and Andrew Powell up to bat this inning at a minimum. And on the bump for Westmoreland County Community College, Sam Krieger. Krieger, the sophomore, went to Maysville High School. He will look to make an impact early and often on the bump, as the name of the game will be strikeouts. If he proves to be a contact pitcher, that might prove to be fatal in this matchup. Maybe on a clear day, that would be beneficial, but as of right now, with the rain, it's going to be tough. And as Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter plays, the one and only Caleb Salgado comes up to bat. If I had a dime for every time I've heard that song over the past 2 games, I would be able to retire right now, and I'm 18. Salgado, an excellent player for this Golden Eagle team, batted .380 last year with 7 doubles, 3 triples, and 20 RBIs. He as well has made the adjustment, like Castillo, to Ohio from a completely different area, as he is from Reno, Nevada. Pop just to the edge of the outfield, and the play is made as Murner gets underneath it to retire Salgado for out number 1. Caleb Campbell, last time we saw him, he had a career game. We'll read the stat line here. Double, RBI single, single, RBI double, and a lineout. 4 for 5 in the Game 2 loss against Miami Middletown. Today, he looks to continue his spectacular form for the Golden Eagles. Krieger's first offering misses upstairs the frame, not enough to sway the umpire. It's a 1-0 count to begin the at-bat on the junior shortstop. Krieger sets, and now the pitch. This time it misses inside, both challenging pitches, but no dice. A 2-0 count on the shortstop. Campbell went to Cambridge High School, batted .349 with 7 doubles, 1 homer, and 12 RBIs last season. A hefty cut on that offering from Krieger makes it a 2-1 count. And the on-deck circle for the Golden Eagles is number 17, Andrew Powell, the first baseman. The 2-1 from Krieger. Swing and a miss, 2 hefty cuts in a row, as number 7 is starting to get into his groove on the bump, evening up the count at 2-2. A strikeout here would even the efforts of Caden Castillo. Instead, it is smashed into left field. And it's in play. Some confusion. We have the official designation, as it's a double for Caleb Campbell. Now 5 hits in the last 2 games. 5 for 6 across the matchups. And that will be his 3rd double in those games. And keep in mind, he only had 7 all of 2024. What a hit by Caleb Campbell. And that will put KSU Tuscarawas in scoring position. A part of us thought that ball was out of here, but it just died at the fence. So now the lefty Powell steps up for his first cuts of the ball game with a huge opportunity. Krieger coming set, keeping a close eye, might have a good look over at second base. The pitch. Swing and a miss. The hefty cuts from KSU continue as 0-1. And if we know anything about the guy in the on-deck circle, they will continue. Jeremy Patchett, who had a home run in Game 2 against Middletown, will be up next. The pitch from Krieger. Swing and a miss. Powell pulling off on the attempt. Now finds himself down 0-2. Krieger looking for a good response. The 0-2. Dips but misses upstairs. A good idea as he tries to get Powell to chase, but the lefty holds back. Krieger will come set still. A runner getting a hefty lead over at second base. The pitch. Skied. Going back and out of play. And it will hit behind us somewhere. Can definitely hear the mushy ground get some impact. Definitely hoping no foul ball goes near us in this canopy, as I don't trust its ability to keep a fly ball away from my head. The pitch, skied once again, this time going more to the right of us. And out of play. This time it doesn't leave a dent in the ground, just bounces and stays out of the mud. The KSU dugout getting plenty of their steps in the home half of the first inning. A wise decision behind us. It appears that the ball snatchers will stay out of the dugout and wait for the next ones. Runner goes. The pitch from Krieger. Goes behind and hits off his bat, and it's foul. A bad pitch turns into a gem of a decision. An obscure thing to see at this level. Just, we'll watch it back here. You can see the runner go and just, it clips off the bat, barely. The pitch from Krieger, runner stays put this time. Once again, it's popped into play over at second base, as once again the putout is recorded by the second baseman Murner for out number 2. If there was ever an opportunity for Jeremy Patchett to make an impact early on in the game, it is now, and it appears that the replay has brought back up our logos from our Week 1 football broadcast. Definitely did not expect to see that come and be an issue. We'll delete those real quick so they don't come back to haunt us again. But Jeremy Patchett steps in. The throwback to 2 is not in time. But I did not expect to see Padua and Alliance's logos pop up after that play. Krieger coming set. Now the pitch. Good block behind the dish as Miller keeps it in front. Krieger coming set. Now the pitch. Misses upstairs. Krieger looking over at second base, will deliver, misses low. So Patchett, a little bit of a tough at-bat. A lot of the pitches not in a spot where he can really launch them, and that is credit to Krieger as he is working around the hefty 4-hitter perfectly so far. A challenging pitch, but it misses upstairs. It's a walk for Jeremy Patchett, and for Westmoreland, that might be the best outcome of that at-bat, knowing the power of Patchett. But still, Joe Fisher now steps up, and last game, he was the back leg of the back-to-back Jacks that ended up putting KSU up at the time 8-6. They ended up losing that game 13-8. But at the time, it looked like those 2 hits were the winners. 2 on, 2 away for KSU. 0-0 is your score. Miller, the block behind the dish. It's a 1-0 count to begin the at-bat on Fisher. Fisher, the sophomore from Strasburg, Ohio, batted .385 with 1 double and 2 RBIs in 2024. Krieger comes set. The pitch. Swing and a miss. The hefty swings of KSU Tuscarawas continue as once again Krieger takes advantage. The rain coming down a little bit more steady here at Conotton Valley High School, but still, it's a good experience for both of these teams to be able to adapt to weather, as we're at the collegiate level. A lot of these games on turf fields will play regardless of the weather, unless there is standing snow or thunder. You're going to play if it's all turf, as we saw today. A good pitch by Krieger earns him another strike, as one more would get him out of the slight jam. The pitch. Misses inside, it skips to the left of Miller. He had a chance, but instead the runners take advantage. 2 ducks in scoring position for Fisher. So Fisher now with an even bigger task. Initially, a base hit would most likely have just loaded the bases depending on the eagerness of the base runners. But now, a base hit would be enough to most likely put them in the lead unless something crazy happens as if it's an infield hit. And even there, most likely the runners will move. The pitch misses upstairs. If Fisher walks, Braden Main, the sophomore captain, is due up next for KSU Tuscarawas. Krieger setting and delivering. Ground ball left side, and it goes past the third baseman. 1 run will score. Patchett will turn and go. The play at the plate is not in time. It is a 2 RBI single for Joe Fisher to put KSU Tuscarawas up 2-0. An excellent bit of hitting by the second baseman. You can watch it back here. Just turns on it, taking it to the left side. It just skips past Nels at third base. KSU Tuscarawas on the board early, up 2-0. And once again, those logos come up. Runner goes, the pitch, bobbled, and Fisher is in with a stolen bag. And now that I have removed both of those graphics, we should not see Padua or Alliance's logos for the rest of this broadcast. The pitch from Krieger. Hit plenty into the air, but in foul territory. And caught. A nice play in left field by Stonebreaker as he is able to get underneath it, retiring the side, but not before Joe Fisher can score 2 on a 2 RBI single with 2 aways. It's 2 all the way around for KSU Tuscarawas as they lead it 2-0 after 1. Second inning about to get underway here in Bowerston, Ohio, where Conotton Valley High School is located. 2-0 is your score in favor of KSU Tuscarawas, and the first pitch of the new frame hits the batter Miller. Miller, Stonebreaker, and Murner, the 3 due up to begin the top of the second for the visitors. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon as we have plenty of rain on hand. As you can see, definitely not a dry contest by any means, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple more pitches like that Not because of the skill level, no, not at all, but just because of the way that the water will seep into the baseball. That will make it a lot more difficult for both sides to manage the game today, as a couple bad throws can really put you in a bad spot. Castillo comes set. Now the pitch. Misses up and in. Dylan Stonebreaker, who retired the side with his putout in foul territory in the first inning, now gets his first cuts of the ball game. Stonebreaker, the sophomore, went to high school at Freeport. Runner goes, the pitch. Schulten has a chance, but can't get it cleanly out of the glove on the transition. So now that will put Miller in scoring position. Second stolen base of the afternoon for the visitors. Castillo comes set. Now the pitch. Thought about it, but they're going to give it a strike regardless. A good idea on that delivery as it just nicks the corner. After Stonebreaker, it will be Murner, the second baseman, due up next. The pitch backs the batter out, and that will put another runner on. Hit by pitch and walk thus far this inning from Castillo, as Westmoreland has a chance to do some damage, still none away, and Murner has an excellent opportunity. The sophomore from Sheridan, Wyoming, can make an impact. Another player making an adjustment to Ohio and this new area, Wyoming, has some aspects similar to Ohio. On the drive from Alliance to here, had plenty of back road farm country to go through, a lot of that in Wyoming. So, still some comparisons between the two states. Castillo sets and delivers. Did he go? I believe he did, and the umpire agrees. Good use of the elevated fastball by Castillo. He caught the batter off guard. He thought about it. He tried holding back, but couldn't. Castillo wins that pitch. That one he doesn't. It is smoked into center field. Still going back. It is in play. It falls. The runner will turn and go for home. There is no contest. Miller scores, and it will go down as an RBI double for Dyson Murner to put Westmoreland back within one. A great hit there, right up the middle. You can see the ball leave the bat. It just gets lost in the clouds above the trees. The speed from Miller. He did his part in the hustle as you see him jog in. We have a ball game. The tying run now stands at third base, and the go-ahead resides at second. The pitch. Misses inside. It's a 1-0 count to begin the at-bat on Cole Kennedy. Castillo sets and delivers. Misses. Actually, no, they're going to give it a strike. A good spot, but still maybe a little bit off the plate. But that will be something to keep in mind down the stretch. Maybe Castillo seeing that, attacks that outside corner more. That is what I would do. He does, misses low. And a lot of it also falls on the catcher. Kick needs to be on the same page with Caden. It's not easy for either of them. Both are freshmen. Schulten went to high school in Pasadena, California, and is from the Netherlands, and Castillo from Texas. A lot of differences there. To get on the same page baseball-wise takes a lot, as Schulten sets up outside and Castillo meets him perfectly. Great chemistry between the two already. Castillo, his first game was caught by Schulten, which was his first career game, so both of them have that in common, and they have worked really well together thus far. And the chemistry continues. That is the second K of the ball game for Castillo. Both come looking, and that earns a huge out number one for the home team. We go back to the top of the order. Brady Stevenson, the center fielder, steps back into the box. Struck out looking his first time up, but has a chance for redemption with not only the tying run, but also the go-ahead on the base path. The pitch misses low as Upashutton is able to block. It's a 1-0 count to begin the at-bat. If you're just tuning in, Joe Fisher, a 2 RBI single with 2 away in the home half of the first, put KSU up 2-0. But moments ago, Dyson Murner, an RBI double, and now this could be an RBI double once again. Going to second base now is Stevenson. Tie ball game. Westmoreland leads 3-2 now as it's a 2 RBI double for Brady Stevenson, and that gives Westmoreland a big lead, 3-2. What a response by the visitors. From a strikeout now to a 2 RBI double. Talk about redemption from the leadoff hitter. And now Jake Gadecko, who had a base hit and a stolen bag, his first time up, steps back into the batter's box. If you tuned in looking for a defensive battle, this is not your game. 5 runs, and we're not even into the home half of the second inning. And time will be called in the box by Gadecko. For KSU, next inning, they will send Upo Schotten, Nick Paul, and Jared Waddell up to bat. So that will be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. And another thing to keep in mind, Westmoreland, they are batting 10 in game number 1. So how will that play out down the stretch? A beautiful bunt hit. Castillo fields. A throw to 1 is in time. It's a pitcher fielding play by the freshman for out number 2. That was perfectly placed down the line. That will move Stevenson at third base now. So he is 90 feet away from scoring a good bit of hitting. It gets the job done. And now Massery, the designated hitter, responsibility falls on him to get the 4th run of the game for Westmoreland. Castillo comes set. Now the pitch. Good block by Upo Schotten behind the dish. 1-0 count to begin the at-bat. Castillo sets. Now the pitch. Goes behind. Upo Schotten goes for it. Runner breaks. The play at the plate is not in time. A good job by Stevenson to read the down angle, which now gives the visitors a 4-2 lead. It just snuck behind Upo Schotten. He had a good recovery, but wide of Castillo. Maybe the other side, it would have been close, but still the speed too much. Westmoreland, 4 unanswered in the the top of the second inning. A good response from them. The pitch from Castillo. Another powerful hit. It is in no man's land, and the diving play is made in right field. Caleb Salgado comes up clutch once again for KSU Tuscarawas to end the bleeding in the top of the second inning, but not before 4 runs can score. As we go to break, we will leave you with the replay of Salgado's catch, but when KSU returns, they will find themselves down 4-2. Home half of the second inning in the monsoon here in Bowerston. The rain continuing to come down. I have been hit by a couple of droplets, but as long as my equipment doesn't get hit, I don't really care. I can get wet. I can dry off. It'll be a while, but I can still dry off. But we still have plenty of baseball to enjoy today as we are in the second inning of 14 total today as Upo Shotton hits the ball into center field, but it's caught. Stevenson, who just had the 2 RBI double moments ago, gets underneath it, retiring the catcher for out number 1. I said it last week, I will say it again. There's an old saying, you can never trust a man with 2 first names. However, KSU, they trust the designated hitter Nick Paul, and he really impressed last week as a pitcher. The freshman from Massillon, also known as Titletown. Back in the day, they won their first state title in a long time in football this past year behind the impressive play of the 1-0s. But still, Massillon, a storied high school in the area, produced Paul. And Paul last week on the mound, to his credit, pitched a great game in relief. He had to come in earlier than expected back in game number 1 after Billman's debut did not go to plan. 1 strikeout to his name, and now he will hit, showing his two-way presence as so many players do for this KSU team. He finds himself down 0-1 in the count to Krieger. Swing and a miss, now an 0-2 count. Paul chases well outside. Waddell, the center fielder, awaits as the 9-hitter in the on-deck circle. Ground ball hit to the right side and scooped up at first, and a good play over by Etsy as he steps on the bag for out number 2. A simple play, but a necessary play. You can never take a ground ball directly to a fielder for granted in these kind of conditions. The ball can slip. The ball can take a weird hop with the rain. A number of things could go wrong. So a good clinical play made over at first base that shores the defensive line up well for Westmoreland. And now they face the 9-hitter Waddell. Krieger's offering dips and is in the zone. What a beautiful offering. It looked like he was even a little bit surprised it was in the zone. But definitely a great game thus far by the sophomore. Krieger sets and delivers. Misses well outside. A good idea, but not going to get a player like Jared Waddell to chase. Waddell, he's impressed so far. The freshman from Woodridge High School only has played 2 games as a Golden Eagle, but looked really good in both of them. He had a base hit in game number 2 of the doubleheader and walked in game number 1. So, thus far, he's been on base a few times. Ground ball hit to the left side of the infield, foul. If I'm not mistaken, KSU Tuscarawas has one final set of doubleheaders next week on the road, and then they will be done for a little while as fall play concludes, and they can get back in the weight room and get back in off-season form as they get ready for the 2025 regular season. It should be a fun year. Once again, going from 12 to 24 guys, a lot more options that Coach Cole can rely on. Now we have a foot race behind us. Both dugouts clear, going for the foul ball, and it looks like KSU might have found it. That'll be a race to monitor. We have some late joiners to the party. That pitch misses upstairs. Both sides going into the woods, essentially, trying to find the loose ball. So the black and white jerseys combined to look for the stray ball. The pitch hit foul to the left side and around the KSU dugout. Jeremy Patchett needs to be careful if he does not want to repeat last week where he got hit in the face by a foul ball that hit into the dugout. An update behind us now, a big search party combing the brush. The pitch from Krieger. Fouled, and it will stay in play. That will definitely help the search party. One less baseball to search for. I don't know what's more intriguing right now to call, the action on the field or the players looking for the foul ball. Have to be on a little bit of a swivel. They found one of them as it looks like Westmoreland comes up with it. And speaking of good plays, Sam Krieger freezes Waddell for his first K of the ball game, retiring the side. This game has everything you could want. We have rain, we have runs, and we have both dugouts searching for foul balls in the brush. End of 2 at Conotton Valley High School. Your score, WCCC 4, KSU Tuscarawas 2. As we return to action in the top of the third, 4-2 in favor of Westmoreland County Community College is your score. On your screen, you can see information. If you are a small business owner looking to sponsor local broadcasts, contact me at one of those 3 avenues, preferably my email, as I look to bring on some sponsors to cover more games in the greater Alliance area. First pitch of the new frame misses outside from Castillo. It's a 1-0 count to begin the at-bat on Jake Smith. It will be Smith, Nels, and Etsy due up this inning. That pitch misses low, so now a 2-0 count. Castillo, 2 strikeouts thus far. He looks to get his third here against Smith, who singled his first time up. A good get right from Castillo makes it now a 2-1 count as he paints the corner. He wastes no time and gets it evened up at 2-2. Castillo stepped on the bump, got set, and fired a missile off immediately. He takes a little bit more of a break this time around. 2-2 count. Castillo looking for his third strikeout. He won't get it on that pitch as Smith fouls it behind. Wyatt Nels, the third baseman who walked his first time up, awaits in the on-deck circle. 2-2 count. The pitch from Castillo. Low and in the dirt. It skips away from kick, making it a full count, 3-2. And if I'm not mistaken, that will be our first full count of the ballgame. Last week we saw a lot of counts go full. This time it takes us until we are in the second go-round for both teams at the sticks to get our first full count. The payoff pitch from Castillo. Fouled into the backstop. If I'm not mistaken, Smith is the 23rd batter, so it took us this long to get to this count, and we will see the payoff pitch once again after the foul ball. And the batter wins this edition of the payoff pitch as Smith will take first. A good at-bat by Smith. He fouled off a couple of challenging pitches. He kept his composure, and more importantly, he now stands at first base. Wyatt Nels, the third baseman, up for his second cuts. The third baseman went to Uniontown High School. He looks to make an impact here. He has a big task. Move the runner along. This is a point where you can play small ball. You're up by 2. put some runs on the board, and maybe make some magic happen, get up 5-2, 6-2, and in the rain, you might not need to score as much if your defense can play good, clean baseball. If they're sloppy, you're going to need to score more runs. If they are pretty refined, then maybe not so much. Swing and a miss. Nels going for it all. Has a hefty cut and misses. And time will be called. Coach Cole will go and talk to Caden Castillo on the mound. Once again, we have two broadcasts this upcoming week. Alliance versus Marlington Men's Soccer Tuesday and Alliance versus Marlington Women's Soccer Wednesday. Alliance home at Rock Hill on Tuesday and Marlington home at their soccer complex on Wednesday. Both of them 7 p.m. kickoffs live here on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Looking forward to both of those games. The backyard brawl. After this week, I believe it is only the football game left, and that one will come on October 25th, which is week 10. Nels cuts upstairs and misses. Castillo one strike away from earning his third strikeout of the ballgame. Castillo sets and delivers. Swing and a miss. He gets it. Nels ahead, and the freshman now has 9 career strikeouts as a Golden Eagle. With one away, up steps Bobby Etsy, the first baseman. He popped out his first time up. The throwback, a good idea, but not in time. The diving effort from Smith is enough to get him back to the bag. Castillo comes set. Now the pitch. Ground ball hit weakly to the left side of the infield. It goes over to Campbell as short, and it skips past him and stays in the green. There is the weather playing tricks on the defense, and that will go down as an infield hit for Etsy. 2 runners on, 1 away, and now the catcher, Owen Miller, steps up for the second time today. A stolen bag and a hard 90 to his name thus far. If you're just tuning in the home half of the first, Joe Fisher, a 2 RBI single, put KSU up 2-0, and then last inning in the top of the second, 4 runs for Westmoreland, has them up by 2 now. Ground ball back to Campbell, and it skips past him. Turning and going home is Smith. He will score, and that error will give the visitors a 5-2 lead. A good bit of hustle around the bases. It just skipped underneath Campbell's glove. I'm calling that an error over at short. We will watch it back here. As you can see, it goes over to short, and it just skips past him. An error would be the correct decision. So the E6 puts the visitors up by 3. And now Stonebreaker, who walked his first time up, steps back in the box for his second cuts. Castillo sets, checking on the runner. Fouled away into the brush, and the search party immediately exits the dugout for the visitors as Westmoreland, they are on the prowl for it. 2 representatives for them, and we'll have 2 representatives for the white jerseys. And a quick tumble over there. We'll get back to that in a second. Chopped foul, but one of the players in a hoodie for Westmoreland who got the foul ball took a little bit of a tumble going back into the dugout, rolled right behind us. Glad he's okay, but the weather not only playing tricks and causing damage on defense, but also to the innocent bystanders just going for fly balls that go out of play. Swing and a miss, a hefty cut as Castillo earns his 10th career K for out number 2. Dyson Murner, the second baseman, had an RBI double in his first at-bat of the ballgame. He steps back in to the batter's box looking to cause some more damage for the visitors. Castillo comes set, thought about looking back, and he will fake the throw. And that movement will give some chirps from Westmoreland's dugout. The pitch, swing and a miss. He goes outside, and that makes Murder chase. Cole Kennedy, the other designated hitter after Mastery, awaits in the on-deck circle for the team in black. A good pitch. Uboschotten to throw down a 3 is not in time. It skips past Patchett, and the runners will stay put. The delayed steal almost proved fatal for Westmoreland, but in the end, they now have 2 runners in scoring position. A good pitch by Castillo, but the delayed reaction is enough to now give Murner a chance to earn his second and maybe third RBIs of the ballgame. Castillo getting ready for another big pitch here as he looks to get out of the inning. He misses upstairs as Uboschotten has to get to his feet to corral it. For KSU Tuscarawas, it's the top of the lineup with Salgado, Campbell, and Powell due to hit in the home half of the third. Castillo comes set. Now the pitch. Cranked into the left center field gap, and it falls. 1 run will score. 2 runs score. Murner goes into second base and cruises in to scoring position. His second double of the ball game. He has 3 RBIs, and he celebrates putting Westmoreland County Community College up 7-2. Death Taxes and Dyson Murner sending the ball into the outfield for a double. He does it again and has a big celebration. You can kind of see it on your screen on the replay. It's a 5-run lead. The throwback goes wide over to Fisher at second. It's 7 unanswered for the visitors. They have done an excellent job responding to the early deficit. Castillo deals. Popped up and out of play. And it hits off of the outhouse. I think Conotton Valley High School and all the spectators here who will definitely have to use the facilities at the end of game number 1 really hope that doesn't put a dent in the roof, as I don't think you really want to get wet. This one has some carry, and now it goes a little bit more shallow than expected. Mahan gets underneath it, and he snags it to retire the side, but not before the scoring train continues to roll on the tracks for Westmoreland County Community College. They now lead it 7-2. KSU needs a response when we return. Bottom of the third inning and the top of the lineup due to hit for KSU Tuscarawas as they find themselves in a 7-2 hole against Westmoreland County Community College. And you can add another dime to my collection as Espresso plays yet again here at Conotton Valley High School. Caleb Salgado, the right fielder, steps up for his second cuts of the ball game. Krieger misses well outside. It's a 1-0 count to begin the at-bat. And actually, it looks like we do have a new arm on the bump. It is Riley Smith, number 2, on to pitch for the Wolfpack. The pitch. Ground ball hit to the left side of the infield, scooped up by Nels. The throw is low, and it gets past the first baseman. Salgado trips on him. He is down. Salgado cruises into second base as he slides. He is in scoring position, but slow to get up is Etsy at first base. He appears to be okay. Definitely do not want to have an injury in fall play as so many programs lose a lot of their top guys at this time of year. But the error sends Salgado over into scoring position. A good start to the frame for the home team. On technicality, that will go down as an E5. But anyway, going back to Smith, number 2, he was listed at 6, but he swapped jerseys with Matthew Scarpa. The freshman went to Greater Latrobe High School, 1 of 2. We already talked about Tony Mastery, the one designated hitter. So both of them played together, one a sophomore and one a freshman. But still, there's that kind of chemistry that they can bring along to this team. A couple other ones. Number 1, Ethan Wilson, and now number 6, Matthew Scarpa, both went to Greensburg-Salem High School. But Caleb Salgado, looking at him at second base, he is one heck of a ball player and one fun player to watch. He goes out there with a smile. Him and Jeremy Patchett are the fun soul of this KSU team. They really embody what it means to go out and play a sport you love and have fun doing it. Both of them have a smile, very good kids, very respectful. When I show up, they're always, hey, how you doing? Those little things not only help you in this game of baseball, but also help you in the game of life. If you can be that cordial with people that you barely know, that will go a long way for those two young men. The pitch. Misses outside. Smith still looking to get his footing in this matchup, and getting your footing is not an easy thing to do at a collegiate level. It's different than high school. You can have football players moonlighting as baseball players in the spring. Here, you're baseball players, and you're here to play baseball. Popped up and out of play. And the search party, they're ready to get back into the action, and they will get some action as it looks like Ethan Wilson, we mentioned him a couple moments ago, will go for it. And now KSU Tuscarawas has a couple of people sprinting towards the ball as it looks like that is number 20, Donovan Tucker, going for it. Smith looks and delivers. That ball hit well out of play as we have 4 players, 2 in the white and 2 in the black, looking for the foul balls. That was a good move, though, by Riley Smith on the mound. He looked back the runner, a legal move, and then delivered. That move, very reminiscent of nasty Nestor Cortez. I know we do have some Orioles fans in the house, so they don't like hearing the name of Nestor Cortez, especially after what he did over the past couple of years, being a good pitcher for the New York Yankees, who locked up the 1 seed yesterday. Smith comes set and delivers. Smack down the left field line, and it is foul. Just barely. Salgado thought he was about to go and score, but he will have to go and wait. So Salgado at third base. There's a chance that Campbell, if he can continue his great form, will score. And it's a walk. An excellent at-bat from Caleb Campbell as he earns first base. So now, going back to last game, Campbell, a double, RBI single, RBI double, line out, double, and walk. And even going into game 1, he flew out 3 times, but still, plenty of power. He has been elite these past 2 games. And if he can take this into the spring season, man, oh man, will the shortstop have some success in 2025. First pitch fouled and into the netting in front of a bunch of KSU fans. The rain did not discourage the KSU Tuscarawas faithful as they have come out in plenty of numbers today. A lot of canopy tents set up around the premises. That way they can watch, and as well a lot of viewership at home as people, whether they didn't want to go out in the rain or they weren't able to get here because they live out of state, they're able to watch the game and support, whether it be their son, their nephew, whatever the relation may be, they're able to watch the game. So a lot of support for these young men today. Throwback to one, he might have had him. It was close, but no cigar. A good move by Smith. And Smith has been really active on the mound. He's trying to catch runners off guard, and he did there, but just not enough off guard to pick him off. Smith nods and delivers. Runner breaks, it's inside. The throw down is not in time as the tag pulled the shortstop off the bag. So now that will put Campbell in scoring position. A good steal, but an excellent chuck behind the dish from Miller as he was not too far off from taking Campbell off the base path. That would have been a pivotal out number 1, and that would have been enough to sway momentum. Instead, Smith, still working for out number 1, has to be careful as if he loads the bases, Jeremy Patchett, he is known for his hefty swing. He is ready to go in the on-deck circle. The pitch from Smith. Misses up and out as KSU's dugout, they're starting to get some life back into them. The pitch. Runs inside, and that will load the bases as Andrew Powell will jog down the line. I wouldn't be surprised to see a mound visit called here, but it looks like we will not. Jeremy Patchett, he walked his first time up, but we know the power he has. He hit his first career home run as a Golden Eagle last week. Now he has a chance for his first career grand slam as a Golden Eagle. Kent State Tuscarawas, they need a couple of runs. The pitch from Smith almost hits Patchett in the head, but he ducks. 1-0 count to begin the at-bat. Patchett played high school ball and is from Maryland. His parents traveled all the way up to Ohio to watch him play today. Now a 2-0 count. Patchett being patient. He is ready for his pitch. After Patchett, Joe Fisher would be up next for KSU. The 2-0 popped up and out of play. Now a 2-1 count. Patchett once again last week had that big home run that put KSU up at the time 7-6. We thought that would have been the point of difference, but no, Miami did a great job to come back. But now, down by 5, any amount of runs will help. And Smith misses outside. It's a 3-1 count, so Patchett, if he stays patient, could get an RBI walk. Tying run, awaiting in the on-deck circle. The 3-run from Smith. Smack, and it's in the left field gap for a base hit. 1 run scores, another one will turn and go, and the play is not in time. It's a 2 RBI single for Jeremy Patchett. A good cutoff prevents any more damage, but KSU is back in this one, down 7-4. What a hit by Jeremy Patchett. 2 RBIs, a single, and a walk now to his name this afternoon. The tying run now stands in the batter's box as Joe Fisher, who had the first 2 RBIs of the game, steps back up for his second cuts. The pitch. Misses outside, 1-0 count to begin the at-bat on Fisher. Fisher batted .385 last year. He looks to have another great season. Swing and a miss. Smith goes low and Fisher goes golfing. So now a 1-1 count on Fisher. The pitch. Dips and misses. Now a 2-1 count. In the on-deck circle is Braden Main, the left fielder. Smith looking for out number 1. Almost desperate for it now. Swing and a miss. Once again, Fisher goes golfing in the rain, which evens it up at 2-2. He needs to be careful of this low pitch. Smith, he has to know what Fisher has swung at. If I'm the catcher here, and I played catcher, keep in mind, I am calling a low pitch. You have to call it here. The 2-2. Instead, it goes behind. Runners will break, and they will all be safe. I don't get why you go high on that pitch. Maybe it was miscommunication and the ball slipped, but otherwise, you've seen Fisher swing at 2 balls in the dirt. You throw him something, whether it be in the dirt or just above the dirt. Full count, 3-2. Maine getting ready for what could be a turning point at bat. The payoff pitch. Strike 3. Ooh, just nicks the corner for out number 1 as Riley Smith earns his first K of the ball game. It was a good pitch, but that was barely there. I think if we had the MLB strike zone, it may have just hit it. If it did, what a pitch from Riley Smith. I could see where they call that one a strike, but wow, what a delivery, a gutsy call to go that close. If that pitch missed, you would be talking bases loaded, none away. Instead, Smith has his first K and is one step closer to getting out of the jam. And he goes, Maine, looking to make an impact after his freshman year, batting .371. He has a lot to live up to in 2025 as well. 21 RBIs. He has a chance to earn a few more here. Swing and a miss. That was the pitch, but he just couldn't time it right. Riley Smith, something changed about him after that pitch on the outside corner. That was a perfect spot to hit, and now he is dealing as he searches for out number 2. Almost gets it, tries to go inside, but just misses. And the on-deck circle is kick Opelschotten of the Netherlands. Smith misses upstairs. But going back to kick, one career hit for him thus far as a Golden Eagle. He'll have a big opportunity up next. And Maine will walk. Talk about a big situation for a kick. Opelschotten as he looks to blow this game wide open. He is the go-ahead run as time is called. Smith will get a talking to on the mound. To stay up to date on all the games I'm covering, follow SmeeSports on Instagram and SmeeFest2024 on Twitter. And subscribe here to the SmeeSports YouTube channel and enable push notifications to be notified when I upload or go live. My goal is to reach 250 subscribers by the end of this calendar year. So if you're new, I would appreciate you subscribing to the channel. A lot of great games still upcoming this fall for Marlington and Alliance. And as well, we might have one more baseball or softball game this year after game number 2. It just depends. It would be in early November, so stay tuned for that information. Don't know what teams are going to be at the competition I am mentioning. That will play a big factor on if there is another game. But here comes Kick, a big opportunity to introduce himself to Eagle Nation as a first pitch strike against him as the talking to benefits Smith. It's a 0-1 count. The rain coming down a little more steadily. The pitch. 2 strikes in a row as Kick. It looked like offered and then pulled back. It would not have mattered as it was a strike regardless. Now an 0-2 count. Nick Paul awaits in the on-deck circle for the home team. The pitch from Smith. Strike 3. Freezes Kick. A beautiful delivery by Smith. That's his second K of the inning and of the ball game alike, and it earns him out number 2. Nick Paul, The lefty has the bases loaded in front of him. Another freshman looking to introduce himself. If he gets a base hit here, that would be his first as a Golden Eagle. And it hits the outside corner. Riley Smith is perfectly hitting his spots as it's a 0-1 count on the designated hitter. The pitch goes there once again. Riley Smith has been nearly unhittable in the second half of this inning. Puts Paul down 0-2. Can Smith get out of the inning? Yes, he can. Swing and a miss at a pitch in the dirt as Riley Smith rebounds resoundingly well to retire the side. It's 3 strikeouts across 4 batters, but not before Jeremy Patchett puts 2 runs on the board. End of 3 in Bowerston. Your score 7-4 in favor of Westmoreland Community College. As we return for the 4th inning of action in our monsoon weather. If you are a small business owner looking to sponsor some local broadcasts in the Greater Alliance area, contact me at one of the 3 avenues on your screen, preferably email. I would love to work out a deal with you to promote your business. I'll promote a lot of businesses, especially food. I'm a big guy. I will eat food. If you have good food, I will promote your food if it's good. Believe me, I know food, and I know there's a lot of good restaurants in the Alliance area that I still have to try. So if you're from there and would like to sponsor what I do here at SmeeSports, please reach out to me. I would love to get a deal done and at least talk to you. Maybe come out for a meal. I could always use a good steak dinner. The first pitch of the inning from Castillo is fouled to the left side. 0-1 count to begin the at-bat on Stevenson, the center fielder. It's 1, 2, and 3 due up this inning for Westmoreland, and they did plenty of damage as Stevenson had a 2 RBI double his last time up. The pitch from Castillo, a good block by Kick, keeps it in front. The Elements have definitely played a few tricks on each defense thus far, but still relatively good composure shown by both sides. Castillo looking to regain some command. He will take a second as it looked like that ball just slipped out of his hand, as we do have some action in the bullpen. Sophomore Josh Leonard getting warm over on the third base side. The pitch from Castillo. Misses low, a good spot, but just a little bit too low for the umpire's liking. Castillo taking his time. Now the pitch. There it is. He gets the bottom of the zone, and that is a beautiful get-right pitch for the freshman. The rain, definitely a factor, as I mentioned, defensively. We started off with a light drizzle, but now it has become more steady. Some periods, it's hard to rain. Others, lighter. But still, it's been a fun game. It's a leadoff walk for the center fielder as he will reach for the second time today. but just a beautiful facility. It doesn't even feel like a real baseball field. Beautiful diamond. You see the trees in center field. It's not the same, but think of Appalachian State's beautiful baseball complex. This is kind of a mini version of it at the high school level. Just a beautiful, beautiful facility. From the moment I got here and I was able to pull my car down to see what I was working with, just a beautiful facility. Don't hate it. It's worth the 50-minute drive out here on a lot of winding roads, especially through Minerva as I changed over to a couple more cities to get here. A good pitch there from Castillo as he tries to return Jake Gadeco, the right fielder, who so far is 1 for 2 today. A base hit and then a putout recorded by Castillo on the grounder his last time up. And time called in the box as Castillo throws the ball. It would have been plenty high anyway. Coach Cole doing a nice job of letting Caden Castillo cook. Yes, might be new lingo, but it's true. He's keeping him out here, 7 runs allowed, but still, he's not allowing it to discourage his freshman pitcher. He plans on him being the ace. This is his guy. He knows what he can do, and giving him these pressure situations in non-pressured games will really help him develop, as these are free reps. These don't count come spring. It doesn't matter. This is where you can really make yourself useful to your team. You're seeing a lot of the freshmen for both sides get some good game time throughout these games. Looking at it, you see Nick Paul pitch last game, now is a designated hitter. Kick behind the dish, playing his second game in a row. Castillo getting his second game on the bump. A bunch of other players getting reps. That pitch fouled away. And even some of the more established guys, they're getting more reps to get better. B-Main, an excellent year last year, 371. 1 triple, 7 doubles, 2 home runs, 21 RBIs. How can he do better in 2025? That is the challenge presented to him. Andrew Powell, the senior, batted 370 last year with 16 RBIs. Can he hit a home run this year? Could that be his challenge? A lot of interesting questions going into 2025. Ground ball, hit to the left side, and Patchett will ground it, foul. As well, we appreciate all the viewership here, as we know we are competing with the NFL for views. My fantasy teams right now, I checked at the break, they're doing pretty well. My favorite soccer team, however, not so much. Man U down 3-0 to Tottenham. So this baseball game in the rain, I will take it. It's a good escape from reality. That pitch going behind the batter. A good reaction by Kick to get to it so it didn't get past him, leading to some damage on the base path. Stay tuned after game number 1 for game 2 as KSU and Westmoreland go to battle once again. The pitch from Castillo. We can't tell if it hit the batter or the bat. I think it hit the bat, but it's an awkward swing. You can tell it might have been more reactionary than anything. More importantly, we're just glad that he's okay if he did get hit or didn't get hit. Like I mentioned earlier, you would hate to see a player go down in the fall season. This is just a warm-up for the spring. And as well, summer ball. You'd hate to see an injury there, and we almost had a couple of games in the WRCL that could have ended worse due to weather. We had a game in similar conditions over at the Pipe Yard. I didn't call that game. I was debating going out there and doing it. I decided not to. Probably a good decision. A lot of sloppy baseball. Game ended in 5 innings. Mutual agreement. It's tough to play in the rain, but it teaches you a lot, especially discipline. Runner goes, and it's fouled. A good at-bat here for Gadeco. And Gadeco, another freshman, trying to get a role carved out for himself, but in this case, for Westmoreland. And Coach Draghi, a legend at Westmoreland, he knows talent. He's been around this game long enough to say, hey, this kid is good, we want him, or this kid can improve, we'll give him some reps and see what he can do. And it looks like so far Gadeco is a kid who can really get some good game time this year. A young team, a lot of sophomore and freshmen on this team, actually all sophomores and freshmen. He can really carve out a role for himself. He has so far as the 2-hitter, the single and some good defense. Not a bad outing for him, and he still has another game after this if Coach Draghi plays him to make some more noise and get him a spot. And as well, outside of these fall games, the next couple months of lifting are pivotal. Make yourself stand out. That is my advice to all these players. Make yourself stand out in the weight room and when you go and watch film. You can watch film this game, you can see what went wrong. You can go back to last year, say, hey, I didn't do this well, I want to improve on that. You get in the gym, you get better. This is a time to get better. If these two teams play come April, mid-April we'll say on April 23rd, 2025, these two teams played, I think you'd see a lot better of a product from both sides. And that's not saying anything bad about either team. That's just how much improvement they will get through a full offseason. And both coaches know the importance of the offseason. Coach Draghi been around long enough, but Coach Cole, the founder of the Ohio Tigers program, he has built that summer team up really nicely to the point where if it wasn't for the OPL championship game against Premier Ohio Anderson, they would have had an undefeated championship season. Sent into center field, getting underneath it is the freshman Waddell as he snags the ball and earns out number 1 for KSU Tuscarawas. A long at bat, and now finally we will see Tony Massery, the designated hitter, who seemed to have a wait time on par to a Disney ride in the on-deck circle. A big at-bat by Gadecko. He was unable to get on base, but it looks like we will have a pitching change here. Caden Castillo's day will end. 3 1/3 inning pitched, 7 runs allowed, and a few hits. Not a bad outing, but still a lot more to regroup going into next week as he looks to have one good start left in him in the fall on the road. We will step aside. It appears that we will have Josh Leonard, the sophomore, join us on the bump when we return. We're watching Westmoreland County Community College versus KSU Tuscarawas baseball live on SmeeSports. The sophomore Josh Leonard on to pitch for KSU Tuscarawas. He played his high school ball at C.W. Baker High School. He is from New York. He is used to this rain. He is used to this weather, and he is ready to make an impact as he will go up against Tony Massery, the designated hitter, and Jake Smith, most likely this inning, unless a double play is turned. His first pitch is a strike. Nothing in one count to begin the at-bat on the designated hitter. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon in the monsoon as we get this weather from the hurricane down south. I extend my prayers and just my real support to all those affected by any natural disaster. It is an awful thing to go through, and I'm hoping all the families affected are able to rebound and are able to get back to some sense of normalcy very soon. The pitch. Beautiful dip as he freezes Massery for out number 2. What a pitch! Josh Leonard, what a delivery. That could not have gone any better for the sophomore. It's one batter faced and 1 K, and now the 4-hitter Jake Smith steps up. First pitch in the dirt, 1-0 count to begin the at-bat. The on-deck circle is Wyatt Nels, the third baseman. The nod and delivery. The runner goes. The throw down from Kick is not in time. A beautiful stolen bag by Stuyvesant as he is in a scoring position. Kick, another good throw, but just not there. Sometimes when the ball gets wet, it is difficult to throw down. There is that on display once again. Leonard sets and delivers. Ground ball hit to the right side and foul. Almost a coaching fielding play, but it's bobbled. And you hear some boos ring out, all in good fun. Definitely fun to see the coaches get in on the action and make some plays of their own as they try to relive their playing days, as I am sure most, if not all, of these coaches play baseball at a high level. That pitch missing the zone. A good idea, but Leonard does not get the batter to bite. The pitch. Chopped foul and snagged. What a play by Nels in the batter's box. Couldn't see it on screen, but just extends his right hand and makes the play. KSU Tuscarawas' dugout bringing some claps out to try and encourage Leonard. Misses low. Leonard has really attacked the inside of the zone throughout his time on the mound. It might be brief, but we can tell he favors the inside corner on a batter. He tries to get them to kind of bunch up like he did on the pitch prior, not the one he just threw, but the one before that. He loses the batter here as it's a walk for Jake Smith. But still, he goes to that inside corner, can also go outside to finish an at-bat, but he really likes to jam and bunch the batter up. That can really get him far if he has good control. If he starts to lose it, he might hit a batter or two in any game. That's not just with the weather. Anytime you lose command, the ball could just sneak away from you, even if it's an inch. An inch, either way, can make a difference. An inch up, and the batter is swinging underneath it. An inch in the spot you don't want it to be, and that's some runs. Good block by Kick behind the dish. He has done a nice job today keeping the ball in front of him. A couple have gotten past, but they were pass balls on wild pitches. They aren't his fault. He's done a really good job. As you can tell, Caleb Salgado, the junior, has really taken him in under his wing. This whole team has. The pitch. Misses just up. A good delivery from Leonard as he tries to kind of replicate the efforts that we saw from Riley Smith in the last inning. Leonard sets and delivers. Misses off the plate. For KSU Tuscarawas, they will send the top of their lineup to do battle in the home half of the inning. Leonard looking to end the inning. Instead, it is sent into left center field, and it just stays inside the park. 1 run will score. Smith turns and rounds. He will score. It is a 2-out, 2 RBI double for Wyatt Nels to put Westmoreland up 9-2. That is as close to being out of here as can be with it staying in the park. But the big man does some damage, and that restores the 5-run advantage. Nels launched the ball, maybe a little bit of wind behind him, and that ball would have been out of here. But what a swing by the big man as that puts him in scoring position. And now Bobby Etsy, the first baseman, steps up for his third cuts of the ball game, a pop out and a base hit to his name. And the pop-out really wasn't a pop-out, more of a fly ball, but still, it had plenty of hang to it in right field. The pitch. He thought about it, but holds up a good decision there as Kick is able to keep it close. Once again, stay tuned after Game 1 concludes for Game number 2 as KSU Tuscarawas wraps up their series against Westmoreland County Community College. Game 2 was initially scheduled for 2 p.m. The stream was supposed to start around 1:45. We are not going to be starting that stream at 1:45 for Game 2. It will be a little while. A good frame by Kick. Hits it in the zone. Etsy looking to move Nels along the base path. Leonard sets and delivers. Kicks away from Kick, and that will put runners at the corners with 2 away. Owen Miller, the catcher, steps up for his third cuts, reached on an error his last time up, and was hit by a pitch his first time up. Once again, we are playing summer ball rules here in fall. We play 7 innings. 10 runs after 5 would be enough to end the ball game. So keep that in mind. Westmoreland still needing 5 unanswered to stick a fork in game number 1. First pitch misses just off the plate. It's a 1-0 count to begin the at-bat on the catcher, Miller. Miller, the sophomore, went to Somerset High School. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He chases well upstairs. A good delivery from Leonard. He has allowed a couple of runs, but still, his placement on a few pitches have really left the batters scratching their heads as to why they swung. Almost hits him. It runs inside as Miller backs out a little bit. Two 1 count. Leonard looking to even it up at 2-2. The pitch. Dips in and it's fouled away. He does, but good contact by Miller as he's starting to get in his groove in the batter's box, but still, he is down to his final strike. Leonard sets and delivers a 2-2 and earns the strikeout. That will be his second of the ball game as Miller freezes, retiring the side, but not before 2 more runs cross home for Westmoreland. Middle of 4 in Bowerston. Your score 9-4 in favor of Westmoreland. The second half of the ball game about to get underway in the bottom of the 4th. Your score, Westmoreland up 9-4 over KSU Tuscarawas. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. It was a 2-0 lead early for KSU, but that seems to be a whole lifetime ago as they find themselves in a 5-run hole. Smith remains in on the mound for the visitors as they look to get out of this inning and add some more runs out of the board, as if they lead by 10, game number 1 will end early. And game number 2 will definitely be delayed regardless. It was supposed to start at 2, but as you can see on your screen, that will clearly not be the case. Time right now is 1:42, so I would anticipate maybe even a 3 o'clock start, depending on how long this ball game takes. Waddell showing patience in the box with Caleb Salgado leading the way up next in the on-deck circle. The pitch. Misses outside. A good hold up by Waddell as he looks to get on the base path. Salgado, his last time up, he reached on an error as he made it all the way to second base. The pitch. Ground ball hit to the left side of the infield. Scooped by Smith. The throw across the diamond is not in time. A hustle play by Jared Waddell earns him an infield single. A good run there by Waddell. And here it is once again. Espresso playing for at least the 3rd time today. But that means it's time for Caleb Salgado's 3rd cuts of the game. The right fielder has popped out and has reached on an error in his 2 at-bats thus far. Smith checks over on Waddell. The pitch. Inside corner clipped. 0-1 count to begin the at-bat on the probable catcher of game number 2. It'll be interesting to see who Coach Cole goes to in game number 2. It could be a number of guys that get the nod to start that contest. The pitch. Sent into right field. Still plenty within the ballpark as it is caught as Gadecko gets underneath it, retiring Salgado for out number 1. Caleb Campbell, he has been on a tear as of late so far today. A double and a walk with a stolen bag to his name thus far. But he went 4 for 5 in the last game. So 5 for 6 with a walk and a stolen bag across the last 2 games. And even adding in the other game where he went over 3, he is 5 for 9. That is really impressive in fall play at this level. If he can continue that and even keep it throughout the remainder of the fall season, which is this game plus game 2 and the doubleheader next week, then he should be in really good shape for a breakout season. Hit foul down the left field line. But Campbell, the junior, last year, 1 home run, 12 RBIs, 7 doubles while batting .349. So he had a good year last year. He could do even better this year, and that is a scary sight to see given how much talent was on this team last year, even though they didn't have that many guys. Ball is passed. Waddell will reach second. But 5 returners batted above .325 last year, with the lowest in that group being Campbell, who batted .349. You had Salgado bat .380, Campbell, as I mentioned, bat .349, Fisher bat .385, Powell bat .370, and Braden Main in his freshman year bat .371. Extremely impressive. Smith, continuing the deal, hits the inside corner. Andrew Powell awaits in the on-deck circle. The pitch from Smith. Swing and a miss. Gets him to chase outside, and that will retire Campbell for out number 2. A good recovery by the pitcher as he now earns his 4th strikeout of the game. Definitely a quiet 4 strikeouts, but still, Riley Smith, since entering the ballgame, has been immense on the mound. His first pitch to Powell misses outside. It's a 1-0 count to begin the at-bat on the first baseman. Smith coming set, checks and delivers. Runs inside, it bounces around. Waddell thought about it, but remains home at second. for Westmoreland, they will send up their 8, 9, and 10 hitters in the top of the 5th. Smith takes his time and delivers. This one gets past, and Waddell will read it and take third base. KSU, the bare minimum they need is a run this inning, and they could get it here. Even if Powell walks, Jeremy Patchett awaits in the on-deck circle. He would need to replicate his hit that he earned in his last at-bat, which was a 2 RBI single. Not the 2 RBI part, but still, depending where he hits it in this ballpark, he could. It is shallow. Usually you'll see a double or less. Someone from first will usually not score at this kind of field at this level. Swing and a miss, a hefty cut from Powell as he tried to load, but not enough to make contact. Smith comes set and delivers. Ground ball hit to the left side of the infield, scooped up by Smith. And a beautiful throw across the diamond retires the side. Smith, no damage behind him on the bump as he has been elite. 4 innings complete in Bowerston, Ohio. Your score 9-4 in favor of Westmoreland County Community College. Top of the 5th inning at Conotton Valley High School. 9-4 is your score in favor of WCCC. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. Game 2 will be delayed a little bit as it was supposed to start at 2 p.m. It is 1:50, and we still have plenty of baseball left to go in game number 1. The rain still coming down, knock on wood, not as heavily as it was before, but still a steady drizzle as we look to continue playing some fall ball with summer rules once again. If WCCC leads this one by 10 after this inning, the game will conclude. It's 1 pitch, 1 out as Stonebreaker grounds out to the shortstop Campbell. So with 1 away, up steps Dyson Murner, the second baseman. 2 doubles to his name thus far. One had 1 RBI attached. The other had 2 RBIs. So 2 doubles and 3 RBIs in this game. Murner has been elite. This time it is set down the right field line and out of play. And right on cue, we see the bench of the Wolfpack get right on that foul ball as we have a couple representatives from KSU Tuscarawas sprinting around. That has been a fun battle behind the battle to watch today. That evens it up at 1-1 as Leonard's offering just misses the zone. Cole Kennedy awaiting in the on-deck circle for the visitors. The pitch, swing and a miss. That would have been the pitch to turn on, but Leonard just hits his spot, making it a 1-2 count. Leonard's dealing. And it hits him. Not a double this time, but a hard 90 for Dyson Murner as he will reach for the third time in as many plate appearances this afternoon. So now one away, a runner at first base as Cole Kennedy, the other designated hitter, along with Tony Massery, steps in for his third cuts, a strikeout looking, and a flyout to Braden Main in left field for him thus far this afternoon. First pitch from Leonard misses as Kick is able to keep it close. It's a 1-0 count to begin the at-bat. And I'm sure something we will see in this game plenty still, along with game number 2, the exchanging of baseballs. They're going to get wet. They're going to need to be switched out. It's just a part of the game in this kind of weather. And that hits the inside corner, evening it up at 1-1. A perfect fall sport day. Maybe soccer, maybe football. Definitely fun to watch football in the rain. But this, I don't know if baseball really applies to this rainy day principle. If this field wasn't turf, we would not be having this conversation because, well, we wouldn't be playing this game. But it's an all-turf facility, and 9 times out of 10 at the collegiate level, if the field is playable and it is safe, we will have baseball. That pitch goes behind the batter, and that will give second base, it looks like 2 Dacules now on the run. Brady Stuyvesant, the center fielder who has an RBI double to his name, awaits in the on-deck circle. Once again, the ruling is 10-run lead after 5 is enough to end the ballgame. Leonard's pitch, a nice block by Kick, but that won't take away the walk. Back to the top of the lineup with Stuyvesant. So far today, 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs, a stolen bag, and a walk to his name. A stolen bag was definitely a close call. Probably Upo Schutten's best effort behind the dish. Just wasn't enough. A hefty cut makes it a 0-1 count on the center fielder. Now time is called as it looks like we are going to have a player tie his shoe over at second base. Once again, 2 broadcasts this week. 2 battles between Alliance and Marlington. The Backyard Brawl returns live to the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Boys soccer on Tuesday at Rock Hill. Wednesday at Marlington for the girls. Both 7 p.m. kickoffs. It should be fun. The boys game, it will be very close as I believe Marlington ranked 2 slots higher than Alliance in the boys game. The girls Alliance definitely heavy favorites in that contest, but you never know. The Dukes, they won their first game of girls soccer since October of last year this past week, so you never know. It could be a close game, but we'll leave that game for Wednesday and the boys game for Tuesday. Stuyvesant looking to move the runners along. In the on-deck circle is Gadecko, the right fielder. Leonard sets and delivers. Swing and a miss. He strikes Stuyvesant out. That will be Leonard's 3rd strikeout of the ball game as it earns him out number 2. Jake Gadecko, the right fielder, has a base hit, a ground out, and a flyout to his name. He will have to wait as Coach Cole will go to the mound, and it looks like make a pitching change. I like what he's doing. Leonard has pitched well, but same with Castillo. He lets them get another out, so they end on a good note, and then he makes the change. Top of the 5th, 2-way, WCCC up 9-4, and we will return after the pitcher is ready to go. Dakota Foltz on to pitch for KSU Tuscarawas in relief of Josh Leonard with 2 away in the top of the 5th. 9-4 in favor of Westmoreland County Community College is your score. Runners at first and second. The first offering from Foltz is a strike. Nothing in 1 count to begin this at-bat on Jake Gadecko, the right fielder. Game 2 scheduled to start in 2 minutes. It will not start in 2 minutes. That game definitely will be delayed a decent amount, as unless something drastic happens here, we will be playing the full 7, and that will probably bring us to around a 3 o'clock first pitch, which would have been halfway through game number 2, but still, that's just how this game has gone. We are now at the 2-hour mark as that pitch hits the outside corner. A nice pitch there by Foltz, as he is 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. Now time is called as Gadecko needs a second. For KSU, Jeremy Patchett, Joe Fisher, and Braden Main, the 3 due up to hit in the home half of the 5th. The rain once again picking up. Foltz comes set. Now the pitch. Runners go. Ground ball up the gut. It gets through. They will send 1 runner home, and he will score. It's an RBI single for Jake Gadecko, his second base hit of the game, to put WCCC up 10-4. A beautiful bit of hitting by the freshman. He is now 2 for 4 on the afternoon, and talk about making the most of your opportunities. He is carving out a role for himself. As you can see, he just got it to go past Campbell at short, and that's enough to take the visitors into the double digits. And another one goes over to short. Campbell, the simple throw to 2 is in time. A good play by Caleb Campbell, retires the side, but not before Jake Gadecko earns another run for Westmoreland as he hits an RBI single over to the left side of the infield. Middle of 5, your score 10-4 in favor of Westmoreland County Community College. Patchett, Fisher, and Main due up in the home half of the 5th inning as KSU Tuscarawas finds themselves in a 10-4 hole against Westmoreland County Community College. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon live on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. The first pitch of the inning misses low. It's a 1-0 count to begin this at bat as Larry Weaver, the freshman steps up onto the mound in relief of Riley Smith, who had an excellent outing with 4 strikeouts. Patchett, what a beautiful hit. Almost robbed over at third by Nels, and Patchett earns the infield single. You could score it either way. That was in the glove and then got out. That was a web gem taken by Nels, but Patchett, he's on first base. It doesn't matter how he got there. He is there, but what an effort over at third base that almost snatched a hit from Patchett. Weaver will now go up against Joe Fisher. The first pitch misses outside. It's a 1-0 count to begin the at-bat on the the second baseman. The pitch. Ground ball hit to the right side. This could be trouble. The flip over to 2 for 1. The throw to 1 for 2, and it's in time. A beautiful double play by Westmoreland County Community College retires the home run hitters of last week for outs 1 and 2. Braden Main, with the bases cleared, steps up with a chance to get KSU back on the base path. They need to make something happen as they are down to their final 7 outs. The pitch from Weaver. Misses outside, a good snatch by Miller. It's a 1-0 count to begin the at-bat on B-Main. Main batted .371 with 7 doubles, 1 triple, 2 home runs, and 21 RBIs last season as a freshman. He has a lot to live up to his sophomore year if he wants to improve upon that impressive stat line. Popped up and out of play. Still game number 2 after this. Officially 4 minutes after the start time of game number 2, and we are still in game number 1. Plenty of baseball left to go here in the rain. That offering misses low and in the dirt. It'll be interesting to see who Coach Cole goes to in game number 2. I wouldn't be surprised if Brenton Billman, who started game 1 last week, will pitch in game number 2, whether it be as the starter or in relief. Either way, expect to see him on the bump as he looks for redemption. That is what he needs after last week. He needs to find his footing, and he needs to find it in this outing or the next. He does not want to have to save that for the spring. Maine earns a 2-out walk, and that will bring up kick Upo Shutton as he looks to make amends after popping out and striking out in his 2 at-bats thus far. Kick from Appledore, Netherlands, went to high school in Pasadena, California, so he has had a lot of life experience from being in Europe to California, now making the time change of 3 hours to be with us here in Ohio. Definitely a lot of good life stories I'm sure he can tell, and his family back home in Appledorn has supported him these past few games. Looking at the analytics, a lot of people watching from the Netherlands, so another warm welcome to all watching from the Netherlands, and as well from all watching wherever you may be. If you're from in-state, if you're out of state, if you're out of the country, or even out of the continent, wherever you are, welcome. I would say out of earth, but still, that'd be very impressive. Low ball and taken. The bobble from Miller prevents the throwdown, and that will put Maine in scoring position on the stolen bag. Weaver comes set. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Upa Shutton close, but can't connect. Two count on the catcher. The pitch. Misses low, a good block. Kick looking to be a spark for KSU with Nick Paul, the designated hitter, awaiting in the on-deck circle. The pitch. finds the inside corner for strike three. A beautiful spot by Weaver as he frees his kick to retire the side. No damage done. We go into the sixth with WCCC up 10-4. As we return for the top of the sixth inning, if you are a small business owner looking to sponsor local broadcasts in the greater Alliance area, contact me at one of the three avenues on your screen, preferably email, and I would love to get a deal done to bring more action to life on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. 2 innings left to play in game number one. Still, a lot can happen before game number two, which now is 9 minutes overdue. So, if you're just tuning in expecting to see game number two, nope, we're still in game number one and still have plenty of exciting ball left to play. First pitch of the inning finds the outside corner. It's a 0-1 count to begin the at-bat on Smith. It's Smith, Nels, and Etsy due up this inning to hit for the visitors. Foltz, coming set, delivers. Misses outside. That will even it up at 1-1. Wyatt Nels, who almost went yard his last time up, awaits in the on-deck circle. Foltz takes his time, sets and delivers. Goes to the outside corner and is rewarded. Now a 1-2 count. Smith has reached in each of his 3 prior plate appearances with a single and 2 walks to his name thus far. And now a 2-2 count as Foltz misses a little bit too far outside. Foltz looking for what would be his first strikeout. Doesn't get it there. Now a full count, 3-2. Foltz, the freshman from Newark, this would be his first career strikeout as a Golden Eagle if he earns it. The payoff pitch. He will not, as Smith will reach for the 4th time in a row. 3 walks and a base hit. The leadoff man is aboard for Westmoreland. And now they will send up Wyatt Nels, the third baseman, who so far today has walked, struck out, and also has hit an RBI double. Foltz checks the runner and sets the pitch. Swing and a miss. He was thinking going yard again, but this time he misses. 0-1 count. He thought it last time he hit the ball and came oh so close. So you have to think in the back of his mind, he wants to get the ball just over the 330 sign in left. The pitch just misses. Not a bad spot from Foltz, but not close enough. Foltz taking his time, checking on the runner. The nod and delivery just misses once again. Nels does a nice job to hold off. There have been a couple of big swings, but otherwise both teams have done a decent job of being patient in the batter's box as they await the pitch they want to swing at. In some cases, it has not come, as we've had plenty of walks in this contest. Nels will have a strike go against him. He thought about it, held up, and now he will ask for clarification on where the strike hit. Definitely close, but still maybe a little bit outside the zone. Foltz deals. Popped up, and it will stay inside the park after hitting off the top of the fence. If you are just tuning in, still the rain coming down here at Conotton Valley High School. That has been a common feature of today's ballgame. And there it is. Foltz freezes Nels as he earns his first career strikeout as a Golden Eagle. So congratulations to Foltz. That's the nice thing here at this level in the fall. You see a lot of firsts for guys. Dakota Foltz, hopefully the first strikeout of many as a Golden Eagle. The pitch. Just misses up. It's a 1-0 count to begin the at-bat. One out, a runner at first. Foltz comes set. Now the pitch. Misses low, so now a 2-0 count so far today. Etsy, a pop out, which is more of a fly out, a base hit, and a walk. Foltz checks the runner and sets. Runner goes, the pitch. Cranked down the right field line, and that is fair. That will be an extra base hit for Etsy. Rounding and attempting to score is Smith. And he will. It is an RBI double for Bobby Etsy to put WCCC up 11-4. A big crack down that right field line. Beautiful placement by the first baseman. Could not have hit that ball any better and with any more power. The offensive explosion continues for Westmoreland. And now 3 runs unanswered in this inning would end the game early. With the aforementioned Foltz in scoring position, up steps Owen Miller, the catcher. A hard 90 his first time up. He reached on an error his second time up and struck out looking his last time up. First pitch strike, the delayed steal, the throw is wide. Upel-Schotten's effort skips past Patchett, and that will result in Etsy taking third. The delayed steal, he was a dead duck, but the throw just not there. $11-4 once again. 14-4 would be a scoreline that ends the game. It is 10 runs after 5. We play a 7-inning game. That is just the basic summer ball rule, and that translates over to the collegiate level in the fall. In the spring, they play the full 9 innings, but still, they play that rule. They're not trying to go out there and compete for championships right now. They are just trying to get better. The pitch. Ground ball hit to the left side, and that's an RBI single for Owen Miller as he shoots the gap between third and short, extending Westmoreland College's lead to 12-4. So now, the game-ending run, if KSU doesn't score in their half of the inning, is at the plate as Dylan Stonebreaker looks to get on base for the first time since his first at-bat where he walked, but also in between has struck out and has grounded out. The pitch from Foltz right down the pipe. Nothing in 1 count to begin this at-bat. Troy Waugh will be the pinch hitter as he awaits in the on-deck circle. Good block by Keck. The delayed reaction will give second base to Miller. That's a stolen bag to add to his collection, as now he has 2. Fultz looking for something to help get out of the inning. Won't find it there as he misses outside. It has been a rough inning for KSU. Down by 8. They just want to get into game number 2 so they can make some adjustments and get back into it. They led early 2-0, but since then it has been all WCCC. After the first inning, 12-2 Westmoreland. In that first inning, it was 2-0. Now 12-4, only 2 runs scored, both of them coming from a Jeremy Patchett single. The offense has really dried up on a day where wetness has been a common theme. And that misses inside, so that will put Stonebreaker on the bases with now number 4, Troy Waugh, stepping in as the pinch hitter. Waugh, the sophomore from Sheridan, Wyoming, not the only player from there, as also Dyson Murner hails from there as well. It appears there is no action in KSU's dugout as they are content with seeing this one out the way it is. Popped up, it might be playable, and it falls just in front of the netting. Nothing and 1 count to begin this at bat. Once again, if you are just tuning in, this is still game number 1 of our doubleheader as this game has gone long. Could not imagine if this game was a 9-inning game with no run rule. The pitch. In the zone, a nice spot found by Fultz. Both sides looking for different things. Westmoreland, they're looking to win this game outright in the 6th. KSU looking to survive into the 7th. Fultz sets, nods, and delivers. Swing and a miss. He earns his 2nd career strikeout in this inning as that retires the pinch hitter for out number 2. Cole Kennedy, the 10 hitter and 2nd designated hitter, steps up for his 4th cuts with Brady Stuyvesant awaiting in the on-deck circle as that would bring Westmoreland back to the top of their lineup. Ground ball hit to Patchett at 3rd base. It's going to be a tough play. And he doesn't make it. It gets past the first baseman. 1 run will score. And they're going to send what would end up being the game-ending run if KSU doesn't score and he is safe. That is 2 runs. They're at their golden number. It is 14-4 after the infield RBI single. Kennedy does his job, and now we go back to the top of the lineup. Once again, we are at the golden number of 10 runs. If Kent State cannot score in the home half of the 6th, game 1 will end. Stuyvesant up for his 5th cuts of the ball game. Struck out looking, hit a 2 RBI double, walked with a stolen bag, and struck out so far today across 4 plate appearances. For KSU in the pivotal home half of the inning, Paul Waddell and Salgado will hit. The pitch. Kick blocks it and keeps it close, but still a ball. After Stuyvesant, Jake Gadecko, the right fielder, will be due up next for Westmoreland. Fouled and just stays in play as it pings off the metal pole. But but still a beautiful venue here at Conotton Valley High School. The rain definitely putting a damper on things, but still looking at that outfield, all the trees, it feels like a surreal facility, similar to Appalachian State as I compared it to earlier. Just a nice little facility. You have the softball field off to our left. Nice little spot. You do have to go down a lot of windy roads to get here, no matter which way you take in, but still definitely a hidden gem just about an hour south of Alliance and maybe a little bit further away from downtown Canton. Stevenson battling in this at-bat. Dakota Foltz looking to get his boys back up to bat. Foltz sets and delivers. Runner goes, and that is enough to end the inning. Foltz earns his third career strikeout and third strikeout of the inning to retire the side. Westmoreland County Community College, they lead it by 10. If KSU has no response in the home half of the sixth, we go into game number 2. Crunch time in game number 1. WCCC leads it 14-4 over KSU Tuscarawas. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon live on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Nick Paul, Jared Waddell, and Caleb Salgado, the last 3 hopes for KSU as they look to keep this game going. First pitch of the inning misses up and in. It's a 1-0 count to begin the at-bat on the designated hitter, Nick Paul, who so far today is 0 for 2. That pitch skips past the catcher, Miller, now a 2-0 count. Paul, the freshman from Massillon, we saw him pitch last week, and he played really well. He now looks for his first career hit and his first career trip to the base path as a Golden Eagle. And he might be close. It's a 3-0 count. Waddell getting ready in the on-deck circle. He is 1 for 2 on the day thus far. The pitch. A good get right by Weaver. He brings it back now to a 3-1 count. And battling late in this game might seem tough for both teams. One side pretty much has the victory sealed. The other knows they're going to fall in this game. Weaver now makes it a full count, 3-2, as Paul fouls it out of play. When it's all said and done, the rain, the conditions, the score, it's been a tough game for both sides. It'll be interesting to see what both teams bring in game number 2, especially with the rain continuing to fall. It could get sloppier, but at the same time, both teams could get more used to it, so we could see a more clinical game. The payoff once again as Paul continues to foul balls out of play. Once again, stay tuned for game number 2, which will be on a little bit after this game concludes. The pitch Misses low. This will be Nick Paul's first career walk as a Golden Eagle, as it gives the home team a chance to keep the game going. No one down and a runner at first base, as now we will see actually a pinch hitter here as Josh Leonard, the sophomore, steps into the box. Leonard pitched earlier on in this game, but if I'm not mistaken, he did not bat at all in either game last week against Miami Middletown. Westmoreland has already turned one double play today. This will be an opportunity for them to attempt to run it back. Weaver sets and delivers. Smacked high into the sky in right. Getting underneath it is Gadecko as he retires Leonard for out number one. Plenty of carry, but a little bit too shallow as the freshman makes the play, which brings us back to the top of the lineup as Caleb Salgado steps in for the fourth time today. A pop out, a reached on an error, and a fly out to his name thus far. First pitch he sees is in the dirt. 1-0 count to begin the at-bat. A lot to talk about in between games as both sides have a lot to work on. A lot less for Westmoreland as they have been a well-ironed machine, but still a couple things not going their way. KSU Tuscarawas, they're just looking to find some way to eke out a victory. They were so close last week in game number 2, but just couldn't get it done. And as expected, Billman getting warm on the other field. He will most likely be the starter for our second game. The rain continuing to hit the tent. The pitch. Smacked on the left field line and foul. Salgado almost had an extra base hit if he just could have brought it a little bit more to the right. The rain continually coming down. It's been about this sort of pace throughout the majority of this game, and it is expected to continue until around 6 p.m. The pitch. A good block behind the dish. Miller looking for the ball. Finally gets it. Probably the wise idea to stay put over at first base. You would hate for it to be a trick, and then all of a sudden the catcher comes up with the ball, and all of a sudden you are in a very bad spot running the bases. Weaver deals. Popped up and out of play. If this result holds, KSU Tuscarawas would fall to 0-3 on the fall as they look to get their first win of the year in game number 2. Salgado greets the second baseman as the ball just goes over his head. It's a one-out single for the right fielder, his first of the day. A good bit of hitting by Salgado, almost robbed by Murner as he had an excellent effort over at second base, but just not enough. Excuse me, actually it looks like it is Troy Waugh who is in at second base instead of Murner. Caleb Campbell, a double, a walk, a stolen bag, and a strikeout to his name. He looks to keep the rally going. One run would prolong this game to the 7th inning. First pitch misses off the plate. 1-0 count to begin the at-bat on the shortstop Campbell, who has been on a tear. 5 for 7 in his last 2 fall games. The pitch misses up and out. A little bit more heavy rain coming as Weaver delivers. Popped up, and once again is out of play. And as well a substitution over at third base. Cole Kennedy coming in for Nell, so the designated hitter just bumps over into the field. Weaver sets, checks, delivers. Smoked into center field, still going on back, but getting underneath it and making the play is Stuyvesant, as now Westmoreland can sound the final countdown as they are 1 out away from sealing the victory. And most importantly, besides the out, the runners stay put at first and second, so Powell will need a very good hit if he wants to keep this game going. KSU down to their final out. They need to make some magic here, otherwise this game will end in 6. Ground ball hit weakly to the right side. This could do it. Waugh, the toss, it gets wide. We will play into the 7th inning as Paul is able to score. 14-5 is your score, and this one's not over quite yet. Mother Nature taking Waugh as a victim. Now a 9-run game. Jeremy Patchett steps in. A walk, a 2 RBI single, and a single to his name through 3 plate appearances. This game keeps getting crazier and crazier. We are now over the 2.5-hour mark in game number 1. The pitch popped up, still going on back, a heavy pop right to the wall. It goes in and is caught. The ball playing tricks on Gadecko, but he does a nice job to get underneath it to retire Patchett and the side. Well, if you thought the game would end in 6, you are wrong. We play into the 7th inning with Westmoreland County Community College up 14-5. Somehow and some way, we are in the top of the 7th inning of game number 1 of our doubleheader. 2 hours and 35 minutes in from the scheduled start time. The game officially starting at 12:02, so 2 hours and 33 minutes in. We are still playing in the rain. 14-5 is your score, so 19 runs across both teams. Just an impressive day at the sticks combined. Still plenty of action left today. First pitch of the inning from Fultz is a strike to Gadecko. 0-1 count to begin the at-bat on the right fielder. Gadecko moments ago retired Patchett, which ended up retiring the side of KSU in the 6th. Ground ball hit to Patchett. Patchett can return the favor. He cannot, as that throw takes the first baseman Powell off the bag. It's an infield single for Jake Gadecko. Depending on how you score that, that would be his 3rd base hit of the afternoon. Tony Massery, the sophomore, steps up for his 5th cuts of the ballgame. The pitch from Fultz. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. The throw is wide at second base as Fisher can't get to it. A good recovery in center field as Maroc, his first action is to cut off the ball before any more damage can happen. So the E1 puts 2 runners on with none away as we will see Jake Smith come up for the 5th time today. Once again, stay tuned for game number 2. I have no clue when game number 2 is going to start. I guessed 3 o'clock, but it's 2:37. Maybe 3:15, 3:20? I have no clue. This game, one of the longest games I have seen in a long time, maybe the longest game of 7-inning baseball I have called. There's a couple that could be close at the high school level, but college-wise, including WRCL play, this has definitely been the longest game. The pitch misses upstairs. Depending on how this game finishes, we could see a 3-hour, 7-inning game. Fultz sets and delivers. Skips to the right of kick. He does a good job to recover quickly, and that will keep the runners at bay. Runners at first and second, none away in the top of the 7th. 14-5 is your score in favor of Westmoreland County Community College. The pitch misses just low. Fultz taking his time with 2 runners on behind him, and that will load the bases. The 4th walk in a row for Jake Smith. He's reached all 5 times today, and now the bases load themselves for the dangerous Wyatt Nels. He almost went yard a few at-bats ago where he had a 2 RBI double. A home run here would really blow this game open if it already hasn't been blown open. I would say it's been blown open, but you never know. It could always get worse. That was the pitch to turn on. Nels knew it, and he missed it. A dangerous offering, but it pays off. Nothing one count to begin this at-bat. The pitch. A good block by Kick evens it up at 1-1 as it hits the dirt. As you can see on your screen for a brief moment there, the bee that has been bugging me since 10:30 this morning has returned to the broadcast tent. Now 2-1 count as that pitch misses low and in the other batter's box. For KSU, Joe Fisher, Braden Main, and Kick Upo Schotten, the 3 due up to hit in the home half of the 7th as they look to mount an improbable comeback. Smacked into left center field. Sayonara baseball. It's a grand slam for Wyatt Nels. He was close the first time he hit the ball out there. The second time he gets it over, and it's not even close. Wyatt Nels, the freshman from Uniontown. What a hit. Most likely his first career home run as a collegiate athlete and his first career grand slam makes it 18-5. It was bound to happen given the scenario. WCCC now up by a baker's dozen. 23 runs across both teams in this contest. An 0-1 count to begin this at bat as Bobby Etsy has a very difficult act to follow. Popped up and out of play. We were bound to see a home run at this facility. Short fence, but most fields that would have been a goner. Fultz misses low. Billman seemingly stopping his warm-up. We will still most likely see him in Act 2 of our doubleheader. Fultz looking for out number 1. He will get it. A good pitch there. That will be his 4th strikeout of the afternoon as it retires Etsy for out number 1. Still plenty of work to do. Owen Miller, the catcher, stepping back in for his 5th cuts. Never in my time covering baseball have I run out of room on my makeshift stat sheet But if we get back to the top of the lineup for the visitors, I would be out of space. That has never happened before. That is just how impressive this offense has been for Westmoreland. That will even it up at 1-1 as Kick has to fall to his right to keep the ball in his glove and in his gravitational field, if you will. That pitch misses outside once again. Another shout out to all the fans who have made the trip out today. A lot of canopies, a lot of umbrellas, a lot of rain. They don't care. They're out here to support whoever they're here to support. You have to love it. A lot of support for both sides today. Westmoreland having a great day. KSU so far not so much, but still they looked good early. And the fans, they are staying loyal and faithful to this team. Shout out to both fans for coming out and supporting the players today. That also makes my job more fun. A lot of viewers at home, yes. I am very grateful for all the viewers at home. I just want to maintain that one more time. Thank you so much for all the viewership at home these past couple of games. But the fans here really help make my job a lot easier. Ground ball to Campbell. Simple play over to one is in time for out number 2. But going back to that notion of the fans making my job easier, fan interaction is something I really enjoy as a broadcaster. I'm not in a press box. If you're in a press box, you don't get that fan interaction. That is why I like baseball. 9 times out of 10, you're not in a press box. And when you are, 9 fields out of 10 that have a press box, it is right up against the bleachers, so you can still talk to the fans. It's just a beautiful part of the game. I'm able to be around the players. And even last week, I was in the dugout as a press box. That was the press box situation at Dover. I was able to be right around the team and get that aspect of the game. A field angle I have never seen or called a game from before. I have been there as a player, but not as a broadcaster. It gave me a new perspective to the game, and I really enjoyed that learning experience at Dover last week. And this one, too. It's a rainy day. You're seeing all the canopies up. It's like we all have our own individual tents, but still, I'm getting plenty of fan interaction, and I've had a couple of visitors come visit me in the broadcast tent, and thank you to KSU Tuscarawas for supplying the tent for today's game. Without that, I would not have been able to be out here calling this game. I could have done it from a cell phone, but for those of you who know me, I don't do things halfway. Even if I did the cell phone, it would have been a great broadcast, but with no umbrella or anything, it would have been impossible. So thank you to KSU for giving me the tent so I can bring you Game 1 and eventually Game number 2. Time right now, 2:45. The official start time being 12:02. If we make it another 17 minutes, we will officially reach the 3-hour mark. Foltz earns his 5th strikeout of the game as he retires the side as Stonebreaker cannot connect. But not before Wyatt Nels puts the exclamation point on game number 1 as we go into the home half of the 7th. KSU has their final ups down 18-5. Joe Fisher, Braden Main, and Kick Uppel-Schotten, the 3 lines of offense left standing for KSU as they look to mount a comeback down by a baker's dozen. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon as we are still in game number 1, officially now 47 minutes behind schedule. A lot of baseball still to play as game number 2 will be up next live once again on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. New noodle on the pump for Westmoreland. So now they go to their 4th pitcher of the game, Ethan Wilson, the sophomore from Greensburg-Salem High School. He will look to seal things out. It won't technically be a save given the score, but still he will look to end this game as Fisher fouls this one away. Fisher had a home run in Game 2 of the doubleheader last week against Miami Middletown in that pseudo-MAC matchup. The pitch. Swing and a miss. The throwdown to 1 will confirm the strikeout. A hefty cut as Ethan Wilson earned his first K for out number 1. Braden Main, one of the captains, steps up for his 4th cut. 2 walks, a stolen bag, and a pop out to his name in game number 1. The pitch. Misses off the plate. 1-0 count to begin the at-bat on the left fielder Main. Once again, stay tuned for game number 2. The link is separate from this one. Go under the live tab on the SmeeSports YouTube channel, and you will find the beautiful graphic that says Game 2 at the top. That is the one you will want to be on once this stream ends. Good block in the dirt. That pitch runs inside, and Main, for the 3rd time in a row, will walk, which now brings up a pinch hitter instead of kick. We will see Tyler Vasquez, the freshman, step up for his first cuts of the ballgame. Vasquez subbed in last time out. If I'm not mistaken, he is still in search for his first career collegiate hit. The dippage, not enough. It's a 1-0 count to begin the at-bat on the freshman. Vasquez from Corpus Christi, Texas, went to Mary Carroll High School. So, a couple of players from Texas on this team, him along with the starting pitcher today, Caden Castillo. Wilson sets and delivers. A good spot hit there. Definitely looked a little bit up and maybe outside, but he will get the call. Paul awaiting in the on-deck circle for KSU. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He strikes him out. And now, for the 2nd time in a row with 2 away in an inning, Westmoreland can sound the final countdown. And this time it will actually be the final countdown. If they get 1 more out, the game will end. They're up by 13. A runner on at first. Wilson looking to seal the deal. Misses up over Paul's head. 1-0 count to begin the at-bat. This has been a long, long game. Game 2 still upcoming. The pitch. Ground ball hit to the right side and scooped up over at first by one of the KSU coaches. I believe that's Coach Tad over there. So a coaching fielding play over at first base for KSU. You have to love the coaches getting involved in the game. The pitch. Runs inside, a good stop by Miller. Miller has had a great game blocking-wise behind the dish as he has been a brick wall for Westmoreland. The pitch. Miller keeps it close, and Main will think about it and turns around to avoid any damage. Still, this might be a game that will be won by Westmoreland, but it's free reps. This is how you have to look at it. KSU, they're trying to find their footing in 2025. A lot of new guys. They need to get chemistry on point. This is where they earn it. And they find the outside corner. Miller, a slight frame. Paul down to his final strike. Wilson looking to seal a victory. And Paul will fight and stay alive. He has been an excellent batter with 2 strikes today. A lot of foul balls, a lot of good baseball from him in that regard. That's not going to be enough to win today, but still he looks to win this at bat. Wilson for the game. Another walk as Paul earns his 2nd in a row. He has reached 2 times today, and now we will see Cam Maroc, the center fielder from last inning, step up. The freshman went to North Canton Hoover High School, which is around half an hour where I am from for college. Not where I'm from where I was born, but where I'm from now, where I'm based out of, about a half hour from Mount Union in North Canton. A nice little drive out there. Definitely have a lot of good things going. North Canton Hoover, that baseball team, very good last year, and they should be good again this year with Jack Zarko leading the charge at first base. And speaking of Jack Zarko, another game that we did on the SmeeSports YouTube channel was the Diamond League tournament early on in this past year. To go see him and some other top talents in more of Cleveland area, go watch that game after this doubleheader concludes. And that will be an infield single for Cam Maroc as he does a nice job. If I'm not mistaken, that is his first career collegiate hit, and that will load the bases for KSU. We now go back to the top of the lineup. Another pinch hitter, Matt Jesse, the freshman from Bishop Watterson, steps in. The pitch. Misses low. 1-0 count to begin the at-bat. Wilson sets and delivers. Finds the zone getting large down the stretch as both teams, they want to compete, but still they want to get into the next game. Swing and a miss. KSU once again down to their final strike. Wilson looking to officially end this long ball game. The pitch. Misses outside. In the on-deck circle, if Jesse can do his job, is Campbell. Cranked into right, and actually, no, it's a little bit more shallow than first anticipated. The play is made by Waugh, and this long game ends 2 hours and 53 minutes after it started. A long game, but Westmoreland County Community College gets the victory. Your player of the game, it could be a number of players, but looking back in the early stages of this game, Tyson Murner, 2 doubles with RBIs. He really was the catalyst for this game, so you have to give him credit. May have not had the most RBIs or even the home run, but to be a leader like that, that is worthy of player of the game. We will step aside from this broadcast and rejoin you for game number 2 in a little while. To stay up to date on all the games I'm covering, follow SmeeSports on Instagram and SmeeFest2024 on Twitter, and subscribe here to the SmeeSports YouTube channel and enable push notifications to be notified when I upload or go live. But with that, that does it for game number 1 here at Conotton Valley High School. I've been Nathan Smee. Thank you for spending this rainy Sunday afternoon with us here in Bowerston. We'll be back on in 20 minutes-ish for game number 2. You have been watching KSU versus WCCC Baseball live on the SmeeSports YouTube channel.